Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Planet Coaster in Shady Gorge Park. And I know we're doing another time lapse because if you watched the last episode, I was talking about how I have been playing Planet Zoo pretty much exclusively over on my Twitch channel since it released in November, and I haven't really had time to put in to stream basically Shady Gorge Park, because if you aren't familiar, Shady Gorge was it used to be a stream only park, and I only ever did anything in the park on stream. Well, I haven't had a whole lot of time to do Shady Gorge Park because we've been doing Planet Zoo pretty much since like September. The beta for Planet Zoo was in early September. Was it early September or October? One of those. I don't remember. No, it was late September. That's right. And then there was like a couple weeks in between where we did stream Shady Gorge Park. But ever since Planet Zoo came out, I have not streamed Planet Coaster at all. And so if you are someone who has watched those streams, I apologize. So what I'm doing instead is I'm just doing time-lapse builds of Shady Gorge Park. I'll be doing that here for a while, just until, because I don't really know. I may have some streams where we do some Planet Coaster, but for the time being, we're doing Planet Zoo. But I don't want to not do Planet Coaster because I still love the game and I still love Shady Gorge. And so here we're building one of the newer rides, or newest additions to the game, which came in with the, I believe it was the Classic Rides DLC, it was the second to last DLC. The last one was the Ghostbusters, and then the DLC before that was the Classic Rides. So I thought it was sort of a kind of fitting, I don't know, it's called Rising Raptor, which, I don't know, sounded sort of fitting with the adventure kind of temple theme that we have going on with this park. And so I wanted to do this like sort of round kind of temple building piece around it. I don't want to say it's like really a temple. It's just, I don't know, it's just a cool sort of circular structure I thought was kind of neat. Something we haven't done like really ride skins too much in this park. We have the Hellion Ring has a ride skin, and let's see, do we have any other, I'm trying to think, are there any other flat rides? We have the octopus ride, which is it actually called the octopus ride? I can't remember what it's actually called in Planet Coaster. I feel like it's not that in the game. But anyway, that doesn't have a ride skin. So I thought it'd be fun to do a ride skin because it's not something we've really done. And plus I needed to put something right in that spot because it was kind of an awkward spot between the river and the train tracks. And the Rising Raptor, the size of it just happened to be like a pretty good size, and it fits in there pretty well. And I think it turned out really cool. So we're just doing here like just the typical that with this park, like just loading up on all the plants and just greenery, going for that jungle look. If you're familiar with Shady Gorge Park, you already know the drill. I like to pretty much anywhere where there's not a ride or a path, we are just filling it with all kinds of plants and rocks and stuff like that. Here, I'm actually putting vines underneath the train tracks to make them look like they're kind of growing off that, because I think it's kind of a cool little thing. It's something have done throughout the train tracks, and then just putting some lights around. And yes, I mean, that's pretty much it for the time lapse. So let's go ahead and jump into the real-time gameplay. Okay, and here we are, and you can see sort of the completed Raptor Rising ride that we did. And I think it's looking pretty good so far. Definitely filled out this little corner nicely, which I think originally I wasn't really sure how I was going to fill out this corner because it was sort of an awkward spot, but with the Classic Rides DLC that came out, this ride, it like actually fits in there pretty perfectly. It's just kind of worked out the way that the track curved around there, and this sort of just fit in there. And I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, so what I'm trying to do is wrap up this half of the park so that we can actually make our way to the other half of the park, because believe it or not, this is only half of it. So really all we have left to do now is, well, I have to do a little bit more theming right here. And I'm thinking I may actually put a restroom block here because we don't have any guest facilities on this side of the river. So like we do have restrooms right there, but if guests come over this bridge and come over here, there isn't anything over here. So I feel like, I don't know if we need to have any shops. Maybe we can put like, you know, maybe a gulpy or something in here too, but definitely needs a restroom block. So we'll probably put that in this spot. And it won't be anything like crazy big. It'll just be appropriately sized building for this spot. And probably I may close up this gap here with just more trees and kind of like what I did right here, just in this spot, because that's the edge of our park, really. We're not going to have anything back there. The other thing is I need to do more theming around our roller coaster, our RMC here. And we started it a little bit in the last episode. We worked in this spot, which is now completely finished. And I think it's looking pretty good. It's appropriately themed. But we still have a lot to do. I don't know if I want to do, because originally I wanted to have like parts of it sort of going in and out of like temples. So I don't know if we want to do that or if we just want to sort of make it more like nature-y, kind of just what we have here, but just throughout the whole rest of the roller coaster, because it is a really big coaster and I'm not sure like what we would put over here. Like we could maybe do something in here so that the coaster kind of goes around it rather than through it. Or we could do something here so the coaster kind of goes in the building twice. So it kind of comes in this way, and then when it's coming around over here, it goes back through, you know, another or the same building again. I don't know, that's an idea. But again, you guys can let me know as well, because I'm not really sure, just because it's so big. We could also do something here where we have this it's like a barrel roll. I think that's what that is. My coaster lingo is not great. And then I mean those two things, which doesn't necessarily sound like a lot, but you know, at least doing the theming around the coaster is gonna take quite a bit more. And then that should wrap up this half of the park, which is pretty exciting. At least I think so. And it's looking really good so far. Like, this is a cool shot right here. You just seeing the whole park. And then we have this whole half. And if you aren't familiar with Shady Gorge Park, so it's split in half by this path right here. Under this mountain, we have a Temple of Doom dark ride, loosely based on the minecart chase in the movie Temple of Doom. But so this half of the park has like a really heavy focus on water. You can see obviously we have like a big river right here. The roller coaster here goes through some water. We have, you know, a river rapids ride. We have, you know, we have a river boat ride. And then we have this boat ride as well right here, which goes up into this mountain. So lots of water on this half of the park. This half of the park is going to be, it's going to have like a heavy focus on fire and lava, and I think it should be pretty cool. This coaster is actually designed by one of the members in my Discord. He was kind enough to design it for me because I am admittedly not a great roller coaster designer, and it's pretty cool. I believe it's called Firehawk. Yeah, Firehawk. And so this will be featured on this half of the park as well. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely making progress. We're nearing the end of this half of the park, and that's pretty exciting for me. I think it's turning out really good. Oh yeah, I also did, okay, so I recorded this episode I'm doing now was supposed to be episode 16, which was going to be the Rising Raptor ride, and episode 15 originally was going to be a time lapse of this build, but I accidentally deleted the recording of that time lapse. So this is also what I have done, which is just more of the theming around our river boat ride. I was talking about how I kind of wanted a temple that kind of went up that way. It's supposed to look old and overgrown, and I think that turned out really cool. And it's got some nice theming around it. If you're standing here waiting to get on, you kind of just look over there. It looks pretty cool. And I think this whole area is turning out really, really cool. I was actually, at this back half of the park, I was kind of I wasn't really sure how it was going to end up looking, but I think it turned out really cool. And I'm pretty happy with it now, so you guys let me know what you think. I think it turned out pretty cool. I think that should be pretty much it for this episode. I'm happy that we are making some progress. It's turning out really cool, and I'm looking forward to getting to the fire half of the park. So I'm going to leave this episode here. As always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.